Browning. So let's move to the first stanza. It was roses, roses all the way, with myrtle mixed in my path like mad. The house roof seemed to heave and sway. The church spire flamed with such flag they had a year ago on this very day. Now the speaker of the poem is a patriot. Patriot is a person. He is a speaker of this poem and he is speaking to himself. Who narrate now he the patriots who narrates the story of his golden past. He remembered a day year ago when he was given a grand welcome on his arrival to the town. People had thrown roses and myrtle in his path. The house roof were so full of people that the roof seemed to sway. The church spire were decorated with beautiful flags. Thus, the speaker received a grand welcome a year ago on the same day. Now, let's move to the second stanza of the poem, The Patriot. The air broke into a mist with bells, the old walls rocked with the crowd and cries. Had I said, good flock, mere noise repels, but give me your sun, your yonder skies, they had answered, and afterward, what else? Now, the second stanza is an extension of the first stanza. It tells us of the frenzy of the people at the arrival of the patriot. Bells rang to announce his coming. The old walls of the building seemed to shake with the crowd and their loud cries. They were momentarily swayed by him to such an extent that even if he had asked for the sun, they would have offered him the sun. They would have offered the same. Now let's move to the third stanza. A lake, it was I who leapt at the sun to give it my loving friend to keep, not man could do. Have I left undone? And you see my harvest, what I reap this very day. Now a year is run. Now in this third stanza, the speaker now regrets that it was he who leapt at the sun for his loving friends. It was the speaker who went ahead to do every possible thing in the public's best interest. The speaker now feels dejected at his harvest. Everything has changed for him in a year. Now in fourth stanza, there nobody know the house top now, just a placed view at the window set for the best of the sight is all along at the Sambals gate or better yet by the very scaffold foot I trod. Now in the fourth stanza, the stanza records speaker present thoughts. The patriot is being taken to scaffold for his ear misdeed. There is nobody on the housetop now extant for few suffering from palsy. Everyone knows that today the best of the sight is at the Sambals gate or by the scaffold foot. Scaffold foot. Now let's move to the first stanza. I go in the rain and more the need. A rope cut both my wrist behind, and I think my by the fill my forehead bleeds. For the fling whoever has a mind stone at me for my ear misdeed. Now in this first stanza, the speaker is now moving in a rain towards his end. His wrist are get cut by the rope used to tie his hand behind. The public once regard him and with great respect now throws stone at him. his forehead bleed, which is punishment for a year misdoing. Now let's move to the sixth stanza. Thus I entered, and thus I go. In dreams, people have dropped down dead, paid my world. What dost thou owe me? God might question. Now instead, this God shall repay. I'm safer too. The poem ends quietly, optimistically. He has entered the gate of death and now is ready to go to his life after death. The speaker has resigned himself to his fate. He believes that in victory, people drop down dead, and but his imperfection will bring him closer to God. The patriot hopes that since he did not receive his reward in this world, he will be rewarded in the other world. He feels safe in the hand of God. It reflects Browning's optimistic philosophy of life. Now, in this poem, now important poem, important line of the poem I'm telling you. The first point of the point, first important point is the speaker of the poem, a patriot, received a grand reception from a public a year ago. Now second important point from this poem is he his path was filled with roses and myrtle. Myrtle is a flower. A house roof were crowded and church spires were decorated with flags. The third point is the old wall of the building rocked with crowd. Fourth point is the public admired and honored him to such an extent that if he asked for the sun they would have agreed. Now, fifth point, the tone changes. The speaker regret that it was he who did every possible thing for the public. Now, sixth important point, in present things are changed. In present things have changed. He is being taken to his execution. Now, next point, important point is there is nobody on the housetop now. He walks in the rain towards the Sambals gate with his wrist tied behind. Now, second last important point, stone are being thrown at him. His forehead bleeds. And last point is the speaker accepts his fate. He feels more safe in the hand of God now. Now, this poem is based on, it is a dramatic monologue. Now, what is dramatic monologue? In dramatic monologue, a single person who is not a poet utters the speech in a specific situation that makes up the whole of the poem. Means a single person is speaking all the poem and he is telling the whole story, and it looks like a drama, but it is spoken by a single person. Now, in this poem is of structure A B A B A B A. Okay.